Hey everybody, welcome back to this Extreme Warfare Revenge series. My name is Andy, your uncommentator for episode number 30 of the series where I am playing Extreme Warfare Revenge and booking a year's worth of shows for PWG. Now, you can see there we're at Monday the 28th of October. I'm recording this on November the 8th, so we're a week or so, just over a week or so behind. But it doesn't matter. What does matter is what we're going to be doing in this video, which is going to be booking our first two TV shows after our big October pay-per-view, which was, of course, Smokey and the Bandido. So in this episode, we're going to be booking a episode of Warfare and an episode of Outrage. Now, as I've just said, we ended the last video with our big October pay-per-view, which was Smokey and the Bandido. So let's just quickly have a recap as to what happened on that event. So, Drew Gulak won his best of 7 series with Timothy Thatcher. The Rock and Roll Express beat the Revival, so they won the number one contenders tag team tournament. They're going to get a tag team title shot against the Mighty. To the surprise of absolutely nobody, Io Shirai retained the women's title against Gianna Perazzo. Bandido beat Flamita in the battle of the ex-tag team partners. So in the time-honoured tradition, Flamita did the job on the way out. Mick Foley beat Scott Hall in a random match just because Mick Foley wanted to face Scott Hall. Mia Yim beat Mickie James in a last woman standing match. The stipulation also being the loser would leave PWG, so Mickie James will be departing. We won't be sending her stuff on in a bin bag though. Octagon and Chris Sabin, the new random tag team that seemed to be quite good, defeated Real One, open brackets, Enzo Mori, close brackets, and Super Dragon. I don't know why, but Real One, open brackets, Enzo Mori, close brackets, is the apple of Super Dragon's eye for some reason. But he let him down there because he was the guy that got pinned. Eli Drake beat Brian Cage, and then Brian Cage attacked Eli Drake after the match. And speaking of cages, Keith Lee finally ended Congo Kong's epic world title, and I think Congo Kong had been world champion since about February. But Keith Lee beat him in a steel cage to become world champion. So that's where we left off. So we're now going to start the build to our November event, which will be called Primal Rage. I've already put it on the calendar there, on November the 23rd. Now, if anyone's interested in little tidbits like this, so I actually wanted to put this pay-per-view on November the 16th, and the reason why I've had to do it a week later is because Io Shirai wasn't available on November the 23rd. She's got touring commitments with New Japan. So I love Io Shirai so much that I'm booking my pay-per-view calendar around her availability. So that's why it's on November the 23rd. The reason why I wanted it so early was because I wanted as much build as possible to the December event. But we'll worry about that when we get a little bit nearer. Now, as I've already said, we're on Monday the 28th of October. However, if you are an uncommentator groupie, you will know that the last video ended on the 27th of October, and we're now starting the 28th. Now, I know it's only a minor thing, but I like to progress time. I don't like to skip any days without recordings, just so you know that so you can see everything that goes on. The reason why I didn't on this occasion is because I made a mistake, basically. So prior to recording this, I loaded the game up to just do a few bits and bobs, and put Primal Rage in the calendar, and then I just pressed next day without thinking. So that's why we've moved on a day. Interestingly though, quite a lot of stuff happened. So if we go to the emails that I got, so you can see there, CMLL are now a national company. We got the update about Ring of Honor, so usual stuff. They have better workers, we have better production. Saraya signed with WoW. Now, Saraya is Paige's mum on this game because Paige is still called Paige. So that's an interesting one. He signed with AIW. Raven signed with Rise, as did Flamita, as did Natalia, as did Buddy Murphy, as did Yun Akiyama. Probably got sick of light tubes in CZW, so decided might be a little bit easier. Then Paige, so Saraya's daughter, signed for Shimmer, as did Carlito and MVP. Anthony Corelli, who is, I was going to say, open brackets, what's he called? I've got his name now, his name's totally left me. Santino Marella, that's it. Open brackets, Santino Marella, close brackets, edit that out. Also signed with Shimmer, as did Zelina Vega. Devin Cutter signed with the CW, and Hiromu Takahashi signed for CZW, presumably to replace Yun Akiyama. So one Japanese star replacing another. And then Rise have risen, ironically, to cult level, as have Shimmer. And Bound for Glory took place. And 3,500 people went to it. So, all good stuff. All interesting stuff. So yeah, quite a bit happened there actually. But yeah, you're up to date now. So we're up to date with everything. We've got a recap of the last show. We've done a recap of how big Shimmer are getting now. I've got WCW Thunder from 1998 playing on the TV in the background. So we're ready to go. Let's actually progress, make some progress, and move forward. So of course we're going to be next show that will be that. Let's start that sentence again. We'll also edit that out. Our next show that we are going to be booking is going to be on Thursday, which is going to be the Fallout episode of Warfare. But before then, we've just got a few interesting emails. So Akira Tozawa has gone to CZW, so they've been to let the Japanese workers. Necro Butcher's gone to CMLL, because why not? CMLL signed Buddy Murphy. So Buddy Murphy just signed with Rise, I think, and now he's signed a written contract. I've said this every episode. For some reason on this game, when one company signs a wrestler, two or three others do. See Takahashi, once again, he's gone to CZW and left, and now we've gone to Rise. Well, actually, he hasn't left CZW, has he? But he's signed for another company, basically. I think that's Angel Garza Jr. Cool. Okay, hopefully now the signings should die down a little bit. Okay, maybe not. So Akam's now gone to Beyond. To the Wrestling Ring and Beyond. Like I said, I'll delete the emails. I'll do what I normally do and try and delete most of the emails in between record. That was something else I was doing when I pressed next day by accident. Anything else interesting happen? No, not really. I don't know if I still get the TV, but I could have sworn. I feel like I do this every time. That I feel like you can turn off certain emails, and I'm sure I've turned off the TV ratings emails, but let's have a look. Let me just do it now. TV shows held. Yeah, never. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Right, so I should stop getting emails about how many people watch Raw every video. Right, okay, so now we're at the 31st of October, which is of course Halloween. So we need a special name for this episode of Warfare. I don't know what you could call it. It's got to be some kind of Halloween related thingamabob. Anyway, move on. Yeah, so yeah, let's go. Let's book the Fallout episode of Warfare from the October pay-per-view, Smokey and the Bandido, of course. Right, so we're going to kick things off with an angle. Leave a comment if you can think of a spooky name for Warfare. Oh dear me, I hope now this proverbial frog in my throat disappears soon. So it's going to be a challenge for the next show, not tonight, because this guy's a prima donna. So it's Real One, open brackets, Enzomori, close brackets, challenging Octagon to a one-on-one match after he was embarrassed with the tag team loss. And then we are actually going to have a match now. It's going to be a bit of a cluster. It's going to be a 4-on-4. Not a War Games match. I don't think we really need that. So it's going to be the Rock and Roll Express, who of course are number one contenders for the tag team titles, and they're going to team with the Revival. So once again, I think a bit of a wet dream coming true for the Revival, I would say. Where's Scott Dawson? Is he unavailable? Is he touring? Oh, that's annoying. Right, okay, we'll have to have a rethink then. Well, it's just proved it's live, pal. We'll have to have a rethink. That is annoying. Okay, that's what we'll do then. We will rock you. No, we'll do a Okay. We'll stick with the 4. Right, okay, we'll stick with the 4 and 4. We'll go. Okay, that's fine. So it's going to be Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson of the Rock and Roll Express, and they're going to team with. I don't think my face tag teams are now. Not Crime Time. We'll come back to that. And their opponents are going to be Aussie Open and NGD. Who are my face tag teams? I feel like I don't have. I know it's the Sky Riders, but I don't want to use them. Oh yeah, I know what we can do. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've got it. So it's going to be Go Shiozaki and Kushida. So yeah, go time. There we go. That'll do. So Rock and Roll Express. Rock and Roll Express and Go Time versus NGD and Aussie Open. Or Team Morton and Team Quattrero, which are obviously catchier names. And of course, Rock and Roll Express win just to really build up their impending title match, which should be taking place on Outrage. Well, that was, as I said, it's live, pal, so that went a bit wrong. Anyway, what's not going to go wrong is this interview, which is going to be Drew Gulak. And he's not going to target anybody. He's going to be basically what he's going to do in this interview is just like the interviewer will say to him, hey, you know, you won your best of 7 series, so what's next for Drew Gulak? And he just says, well, you know, it was a tough series, but Timothy Thatcher was a great opponent, but I managed to get the win, and I'm going to make my feelings. I'm going to tune into Outrage, and you'll see what I've got. I've got something planned, and you'll see what it is on Outrage. So that's just kind of trying to get people to watch Outrage, basically, so they can see. They can see his Drew Gulak's big announcement. Anyway, next up, women's action. It's going to be Nicole Matthews versus Hania. And of course, Nicole Matthews is going to win. Nice and clean, no messing about. No real purpose to that match other than to get Nicole Matthews on TV. Then we're going to move on to an interview. Yet again, following on, this time it's with Mia Yim. Of course, we'll be watching it. She can be watching the TV at that awkward angle, and then turn away when she sees Nicole Matthews has won, and then answer questions for the last time about Mickie James. Good riddance to bad rubbish. Basically, she'll just say something like that, say something heelish to get rid of it. Right, this next match is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit of a special match because it is Halloween. We're going to do a themed hardcore match. Obviously, I can't book this, but this is what would happen. Because I do quite like... I do quite like on WWE when they do the themed sort of street fights. So they normally do... Like a one at Christmas. I think it's like Nightmare on 34th Street fight. And then at Halloween, they do like a trick or street fight. I remember there was one... I think it was the New Day versus the Good Brothers, and it was just a lot of fun. It was just really good fun. So we're gonna kind of try and harness that energy here and recreate that. So it's going to be Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews against Crime Time. So what would happen here is the vision I've got for this match. So Morgan and Andrews had come out and they'd cut a promo about why Halloween's bad. So they'd say something like, how candy, because their gimmick's kind of nerdy and they want to be down on Halloween. You know, how candy or chocolate, you know, is bad for kids' teeth, and how much pumpkins are fruit and they get wasted. You know, people don't eat them when they scrape them out to turn them into jack-o'-lanterns or whatever. Although they can also talk about the fact that they're British. Yeah, put in a good match, why not? The fact that they're British, it's like, you know, Halloween's like an American custom that's come across to the UK. So we could talk about that, and then obviously Crime Time's music would interrupt them. You know, Shad Gaspard and JTG, it's Crime Time, Brooklyn. Something like that, wasn't it? I don't know. That was the music, I think. But yeah, I think that would. I think that could be quite cool. Quite a cool little, just a fun street fight to. Just because it's Halloween, a nice themed street fight. Now that segment's just to remind people that they're feuding. And then we're gonna have another challenge angle. But this time it's gonna be for Primal Rage, because we want people to order that pay-per-view, of course. So Eli Drake is going to challenge Brian Cage to a rematch. So we'll just come out and say things like, "Hey, you know, you attacked me after the match. I guess we're even. You know, you beat me at Battle of Los Angeles. I beat you at Smokey Bandido. So let's have a rubber match." But it's gonna be a stipulation match. But I haven't decided which one yet. But obviously, in reality, the angle would be there. It would probably be. We would just have a match. We just challenge him to a match, and then we can put the stipulation in after. The staple. Don't put the staple on. Well, it could be a weapon match and staples used. Anyway, move on. So that's that segment. Now we're going to move on to the lady that we book around. And that is Io Shirai. And she's going to team with Kairi Sane, the Sky Pirates. And they're going to take on Zeus's and Jesse Brooks. So place your bets now for who's going to win this match. It's Io. How did you guess? So Io's going to pin Zeus's. And they can do it cleanly, why not, for a change. We'll do it. We'll do it clean. Okay, now another segment I'm going to have to change on the fly because of Scott Dawson's disappearing. Okay, so we're going to have to do an ambush angle here, which is not good. So 2-on-1 backstage ambush. It would have been a 2-on-2, but we can't do it. So it's going to be Shane Thorne and Mikey Nicholls, the tag team champions. And they're going to attack Dash Wilder. So what would happen here is, you know, what would have happened if this were if Dawson was available. So you'd have seen the Revival sort of packing this, you know, leaving the arena with suitcases, packing their stuff, saying, and then they walk into the mic and say, "Hey, you know, I guess we're not going to be defending the tag titles against you. Oh, tough loss at the weekend. We're really gutted that we're not going to get the chance to defend the belts against you." And then the Revival had put the Revival had put Rock and Roll Express over, you know, saying, "Hey, you know, don't look past them. They're legends for a reason." Blah 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 blah. And then they walk off. And then as they're walking away, the Mighty tap them from behind. And just to plant the seed that maybe that match might happen in the future. And that's writing the Revival off TV, so they're going to be leaving. Okay, then the last segment is going to be another angle. And it's going to be another angle. And it's going to be a celebration ceremony. For, of course, the new world champion Keith Lee. So we're not going to have it ruined. It's going to be a nice, because it's Halloween. It's a themed show. We'll have a nice happy ending. Because why not? You can come to the ring and throw candies out. Wish everyone a happy Halloween. I don't know. Anyway, so that is the Halloween episode of Warfest. I haven't got a name for it. There's got to be something Halloween related, but I can't think what it is. Okay, let's see. Let's see how good this show is. I don't have high hopes for this, I have to say, but we'll see. Hopefully it's better than I think. Yep, that's fine. I'll take that. Yep, that was never going to be good. That's fine. That's okay. I mean, we're getting that thing that I'm talking about before, where the overall's not an average of the crowd reaction or the quality, so it is going to suffer from that slightly, but hey-ho. Vancouver Maneuver, what a great name for a finisher. Yeah, that was always going to be good. I was hoping that would be a little bit better, but hey-ho. Good. That's the point of that segment, really. Good, that's fine. That was a good match, but then again, it's got Io Shirai in it. She's awesome on this game. Yep, that was a great match. And Kairi's obviously pretty good as well. Ooh, there we go. Well, that's good. That was that was almost the point of that as well, to be fair. Yeah, that was never going to be good. Because Keith Lee's charisma is a little bit disappointing, as was that rating, under 70%, but hey-ho.
Right, there's going to be a lot of emails now that we're going to get because we've skipped over into the next month. So I will try and skip through them as quick as possible. And then anything I need to deal with, I'll deal with it after we've booked the next show, which is, of course, Outrage. Okay. How many emails? 89, not as many as I thought. It's got a whole 60 now. That's interesting. How many birthdays in October? So how big the roster is. Yep, that's good. Yep, good. We need a new sponsor, that's fine. Trey Miguel, 3 months left on his contract. Don't skip past it. Oh, hang on, what was that? You deserve it, love. You deserve it. That was a bit condescending, wasn't it, love? But yep, she's great. Then we've got Mickie James. So, as I said, lost the last woman standing match, so she's now gone. CMLL have got a new TV show. That's not good. That'll make them more competitive. Let's have a quick look at that before we move on. Few other shows. The imaginatively titled CMLL Wednesday. Oh, it's a graveyard. It's a graveyard slot on the national network. It's going to be a graveyard smash. That's Halloween related, isn't it? There we go. Graveyard smash. Yeah, that could have been something. Anyway, move on. Right, so national network. Is it National Sin? Is it that one? So it's on the same day. Oh no, it's not the same day. Move on. Right, let's just forget about that. Let's move on quickly. Oh, AAA have a new show on Thursdays. Well, let's have a look at that as well. Wonder what it's called. What if it's called AAA on Thursday? Let's see. Oh, AAA's Thursday. Well, there we go. And again, it's another graveyard smash. So thankfully it's not prime time. If it was prime time, it'd be up against us. But we'd of course kick its butt. Hopefully for 83 weeks in a row. But yeah, we don't have to worry about that. Right, let's go back to that first retirement, which was Jungle Girl. So Jungle Girl's retiring. Kevin Sullivan's retiring. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Played a big part in the history of PWG, or my history anyway. Tammy Kadaki, yeah, don't. Okay. HC Lock, don't know what that is to be honest with you. Lightning? No, not Lightning. What's Thunder gonna do? Cian Karras. Koji Kanemoto. I don't think he's that old, Koji Kanemoto, is he? No, Too Cold Scorpio. Scott Hall's becoming a wrestler, fair enough. Dixie Carter's retired. Well, that is a shame. She's going to the TNA Hall of Fame now. Vicky Batch, okay. Son of a Batch. Michael Sampson. Brazo De Oro. Well, Paul Orndorff. Harvey Whippleman. Tony Chimmel. No, not Tony Chimmel. I'll not do the voice. And then we've got, of course, the... No, Myron Reed, eh? Myron Reed wants to leave our development territory, does he? Okay. Michinoku Pro. You don't say, Jerry, that's why we pay you the big bucks. Michinoku Pro have announced their touring roster. Let's have a quick look, see if they've signed anybody interesting. Akira Tozawa. So he's a new one. So Jinsei Shizaki. Yeah, Nakajima. I was thinking of signing him actually, so that's a little bit annoying. Because he's a tag team partner of Go Shiozaki, although of course he's in that team with Kushida. So maybe we don't need to worry too much about that. So the Great Sasuke was touring and now isn't. So that's somebody that I may look to bring in actually. Not Grado. Is it the? Oh, there he is. Yeah, Great Sasuke. I mean, his stats aren't amazing, but it's a bit of a Japanese legend. So may look to bring him in eventually. Anyway, nothing too exciting happened there, which is good. Right, like I said, I'll sort the emails out in between recording. Right, we need to get sponsorship, don't we? That's what we need. I've got a feeling that we're going to be disappointed in who's interested in sponsoring us. Yep, see, just yet. I don't know why, but for a very short period of time, I could have got better sponsors. Now they've disappeared for some reason. So we'll just get Yahoo back, because it's the best we can do. Okay, and then the 2nd of November, so 6 days prior to when I'm actually recording this in real life, it's going to be our next episode of Outrage. We should get some more emails here. So they are going to be replacing the retired staff members. Thanks, Yahoo. Dasha Hatfield's gone to AIW. Okay, Dasha Hatfield. Yeah, I was thinking it was yeah, the weird mustache type thing. Yeah, which one's retired? Is it Thunder or Lightning? I can't remember which one it was now. I think it was Lightning, wasn't it? No, it was Thunder. That's a shame. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Right, yep, so we're now on to Outrage, the first episode of Outrage since our October pay-per-view, the first show even of November. I need to release. I mean, Mickey James is gone. I need to release the revival. But yep, there's Mickey James, free agent. I do hope somebody signs her because she was great. I mean, the stats aren't amazing in terms of brawl, speed, technical. The charisma's good, but you know, nothing. The highest stats 55, but I thought she was awesome. She was really, really good. That's encouraging. I mean, there is a hidden stat on this game. Selling. I think selling and stiffness are hidden stats. So the higher the selling, the better the match as well. So I don't know why it's hidden. I'm sure it didn't used to be. I'm sure in old versions of this game you could see the selling stat and possibly the stiffness stat as well. Anyway, let's not worry about that. Let's instead book our episode of Outrage. So we're going to kick things off with the match that was booked at the start of Warfare. I keep wanting to say Rampage. I hope this show is better than Rampage, but maybe that's shots fired, I don't know. So Real One, open brackets, Enzo Amore, close brackets, taking on Octagon. I feel like Real One, Enzo Amore in brackets is opening every show for some reason. I feel like it's a good opening act to kind of get the crowd going. You know, with him being and especially playing a heel, you know, charismatic, antagonistic heel that is not very likable. I think that's a good way to kind of get the crowd riled up. Although maybe you want to start with a popular guy, I don't know. Anyway, we'll stick with it for now. It's working, and he's going to win this match, but he's going to cheat. But it doesn't matter. So the last time these two fought, I think the last time these two fought, Octagon won because Chris Sabin ran in, and then that led to that tag match. So he's got his win back here, and there is a purpose to this match, kind of, other than just to get his win back. I don't know why Chris Sabin hasn't helped him out there, but we'll not worry too much about that. We'll pretend he's at ringside and just not get involved or something. I don't know. Then we're going to have an angle. It's kind of a follow-up to the match that's just happened. So again, keeping this year-long rivalry going. That is going to go somewhere, hopefully. So Super Dragon is going to argue with Excalibur. So of course, Super Dragon will just rub it in, because Excalibur's not on commentary for Warfare, for Outrage, sorry. So he'll just rub it in his face, like saying, "Hey, you know, look, my guy beat your guy. Your guy sucks." Blah blah blah. Because Excalibur signed Octagon. If you've missed this, go back and watch the older videos. But if you have missed it, basically, Excalibur signed Octagon after his showing in the Battle of Los Angeles tournament, and then Super Dragon signed Real One, open brackets, Enzo Amore, close brackets, because again, linking to the Battle of Los Angeles tournament. So yeah, he's mocking him that his signing beat his signing, basically. Okay, another angle coming up here. I think this is an angle, and it's going to be a stable angle. Yeah, there we go. Stable beats down both competitors before a match. So the Sterling Sukeban are going to beat down Gianna Perazzo and Hania. So they would have had a... So their entrances would happen. The bell would be about to sound, and then out would come Katrina. Can't do it, come on. There we go. She'd snap her fingers. Third time lucky. She'd snap her fingers, Asuka would hit the ring, and then Io and Kairi would follow, and they'd ruin the match. So kind of carrying on the feud between Diana and the Sterling Sukeban. Again, absolutely running into the ground the fact that Diana's outnumbered in this fight. That's kind of the point there. Right, now this match now makes more sense, because I had to card subject to change in the last video. In the last episode, sorry, of the last show. Not episode. The last show, the last Outrage, there we go. Yeah, this match now makes more sense. So it's going to be Kushida and Go Shiozaki, and they're going to take on NGD, Sanson, and El Cuatrero. So, of course, NGD lost the last show they teamed with, when they teamed with Aussie Open, because Go Time, of course, teamed up with the Rock and Roll Express, but Go Time weren't involved in the fall, as weren't NGD. So this match actually makes a little bit more sense now. And now I had to replace the Revival with Go Time. And Go Time are going to lose this match. And they're going to lose it cleanly as well. And there's a reason for that. Even though we'll put purpose none, there is a purpose. Next up, a random match. Another random match. More random than the last match. The last match was random and now it isn't. So it's going to be Bandido taking on Dominik Dijakovic. So Bandido, now a single star, of course, after his Mexi Blood team split up. But Dominik Dijakovic is going to win this match, but he's going to win it by cheating. Not that that really matters, no aftermath. And there is a purpose to that match, so we'll build, it's to build to something else, but not between those two. Okay, and then a real throwback, callback segment here. We're going to do a romance angle that's not a romance angle. Face ass girl out rejected. I mean, it's not quite how it's going to be. I've got a bad feeling about this, actually. I feel like it's going to... Keith Lee's going to lose some overness here, but hey ho. Why can't I pick Mia Yim? Oh, I think it's because she's a heel, that's why. Okay. It's live, pal. That's annoying. Heel. Okay, we'll have to do a workaround. It's not a romance angle. It's going to have to be a one-on-one angle. Why not? So we'll do insult trading, because that's kind of what's going to happen here. So Keith Lee and Mia Yim. So what would have happened here? So this is what should have happened. So basically, the point of this was, if you remember, we did an angle. If you've watched the entire series, first of all, congratulations, especially how mad I'm screwing this up. But like I said, like I keep saying, it's live, pal. Yeah, so we did an angle where Mia Yim and Keith Lee agreed to stay out of each other's business way back when. And then since then, they've never interacted. Apart from one little angle with Congo Kong. And then Keith Lee... So in this segment, basically what would happen is Keith Lee would just see Mia Yim in the corridor and say, you know, hey, what's with this new attitude? You know, you don't need to be like this. Why are you turning on your friends? Blah, 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 blah. And then Mia Yim... Like, well, you know, I thought we'd agreed to stay out of each other's business. It's nothing to do with you, and you know, maybe, you know, I don't want to see you at work, and maybe I don't want to see you out at work either. Something like that. Basically playing off the fact that I think everyone knows that they got with each other in real life. So just kind of playing off that fact. So yeah, that's what should have happened there. Which is why I wanted to do it as a romance angle, but alas, it was not to be. Right, back to the random matches, although again, a little bit more purpose to this one. There's another tag team match player. It's going to be Eli Drake teaming with the man that just randomly teams with everybody, it feels like, Orange Cassidy. And he's going to take on Timothy Thatcher and Brian Cage. And Eli Drake is going to pin Thatcher cleanly. No aftermath. And of course, we're just building up the rivalry between Brian Cage and Eli Drake. And then more matches. A lot of matches on this show. I feel like, how many matches have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. Feels like it was more than that. Anyway, women's action now. And it's going to be Tennille Dashwood taking on Jessie Brooks. and Jesse Brooks is going to get an upset win. A rare win for Jesse Brooks because Barbie Hayden is going to interfere. So a babyface interfering against a heel. It's not ideal, but I think you get away with it every now and again. We'll not do a 2-on-1 though on Tenille. Again, that's just carrying on that little feud between Tenille and Barbie. Right, 3 segments to go. So Drew Gulak's big announcement, which everyone's tuned in for. They've had to wait all this time, but here it comes. Drew Gulak is going to challenge Keith Lee for the world title. So it feels like after this, so basically he'll say things like, you know, after helping with the troop, you know, we banished the, what were they called? The Glory Days, that's it. They banished the Glory Days. Together, I've won this best of 7 series. You know, I deserve a title shot. I'd be honoured, you know, you say like, yeah, I consider you a friend. I'd be honoured if you'd give me your first title defence. And of course, Keith Lee, because he's a nice guy, agrees to that. So that's that match set up. And then we're going to do some seed planting here. So it's going to be an interview with Real One, open brackets, Enzo Mori, close brackets, and he's going to target Mick Foley, because what would have happened in that opening match, of course, when he beat Octagon at the start of the show, Mick Foley commentates, is the colour commentator for Outrage, so he would have been quite critical of him on commentary, saying, well, you know, why is he cheating, he's this, that, and the other, slagging him off, and then Real One's open brackets, Enzo Mori, close brackets, comes out for an interview and says, hey, you know, I've watched my match back because I'm a student of the game. I've watched my match back like any good wrestler does, and I've heard your commentary, Fall. If you've got a problem with me, why don't you say it to my face instead of into the headset, something like that. So again, we're planting seeds there, and then the main event, the tag team title match, the winners of the tag team title tournament finally getting their shot against the Mighty. So Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, who hopefully at this time have got enough babyface and underdog sort of fan support that they really get behind them here. And they're going to be taking on, of course, the tag team champions, which are the Mighty, Mikey Nichols and his partner. There we go. So tag team titles on the line, and even though we built it up and built it up, they are going to lose. So we're not going to put the belts on them. But there's going to be a caveat. Because there's going to be interference. And it's going to be by 2 people who were part of the reason why I opened the game up and ended up progressing time by accident. Because in addition to setting up the November event and one or 2 other things that I needed to do, I also signed 2 new wrestlers, and they're going to debut here by screwing over the Rock and Roll Express, and that is BXB Hulk and Yamato, otherwise known as the Tribe. Well, I mean, they're called the Tribe Vanguard on here, but I think it's the Tribe Vanguard. I did a bit of research about them, and yeah, they were touring, and let's see if it's on here. Yeah, see, Tribe Vanguard. I'm sure it's Vanguard. I think it must be just whoever set this game up, it just must be a typo, but okay, fair enough. So Tribe Vanguard, I'm not going to change it. And the purpose of this match is to debut them. So we've got a new tag team in the tag team division. Probably don't need it, but I just wanted to sign them. I think they were, I can't know if was it Noah? I don't think it was Noah. They were touring with somebody anyway. It may have been. Doesn't matter who it was. Anyway, yeah, they were touring with somebody, and now they're not touring. So we signed them. Now 2 written contracts. So there we go. That's the episode of Outrage. Again, I've got fairly low hopes for this, I have to say, but hopefully we can squeeze 70%. I guess we'll see. Let's go. Yeah, that's better. So again, a bit more of an average of the 2. In fact, it's skewing more towards the crowd reaction there, so that's good. That should help us get a good rating. Good. That is good, actually. Surprised about that. That was a good segment. That was a bit disappointing. I thought that would have been a bit better actually. A bit disappointed with that one. To be fair, both teams' teamwork rating is quite low. Having said that, 81% match quality, so more the crowd reaction that let it down. Fair enough. Yep, that was a decent match. That was better than I was expecting actually, so we'll take that. Good. Good. He hasn't lost overness. That was a good match. Again, that was better than I thought it was going to be actually. Oh, there we go. That was a good match. That was a really good match actually. I say the women's division here is really good. I feel like the women's matches are always spot on. It was interesting actually. I didn't notice this, but at the pay-per-view, Smokey and Bandido, the best two matches were the two women's matches. That was a shame, but yeah, Keith Lee's charisma's not great, as I said, so I'll take that. Yeah, I was hoping that was going to be a little bit better. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I changed. I mean, it's a bit of a. Yeah, well, we'll come back to the gimmicks after. We'll get to the end of the show. I was hoping that was going to be a little bit better actually, just because of Rock and Roll Express's teamwork rating. But hey ho, we got the 70%. That's all that matters. And now we can end the video very shortly. They get destroyed in the ratings. Yeah, we've got good tag teams. We know that. Cool. So, are the network happy with our ratings? Let's have a look. Yes, they are. So that's good. Yeah. So I'll just quickly touch on the new signings, and then we'll end the video. Yeah. So BXB Hulk. Yeah, I've given them a triad gimmick, which is a little bit maybe stereotypical, should we say? Because the triad gimmick basically sort of links to like underground sort of mafia things. So it's a bit evil foreigner. But I think their gimmick was a bit bland. It was something like cocky or something like that. So I'll give them a slightly different gimmick. Just to I'll give them a more unique gimmick. That was the point there. But yeah, so they would have debuted maybe in like sort of suits and dark sunglasses and kind of a little bit of a stereotype. But hey ho, yeah, I'm sure it's Vanguard, and I'm sure there was 3 of them as well. I can't remember the 3rd member was, but yeah, I did Google it anyway. But yeah, so a new member of the tag team division. So we put the building blocks in place now for the next pay-per-view. So we've got a few matches booked already. We've got Eli Drake and Brian Cage, the rubber match if you like. We've got the world title match. Keith Lee going to defend against Drew Gulak now. We've started building a few other things, even though we haven't actually booked them yet. So Real One, open brackets, Enzo Mori, closed brackets, getting in Mick Foley's face. One or two other bits and pieces going on. Yep, so as I said, we're starting the build to the November event. So we've started the build, but we're now ending the video. So if you enjoyed this video, then please like and share the video. You can also leave a comment on the video should you choose to do that. While you're here on YouTube, if you head on over to the channel, The Commentator, you'll find the rest of the videos in this playlist. If you want to see how I've got to this point, then please go and check out the rest of the series. Also, if you like wrestling, then I've done a playthrough of WWE Crush Hour, so please go and check that out. If you don't like wrestling, then I'm not quite sure why you're watching this video, but if you don't, there's plenty of other content on the channel for you to enjoy, such as Pokemon, such as Extreme Express, which is a train racing game, such as Rock and Roll Express? No, Rock and Roll Racing. Rock and Roll Express are a tag team. Rock and Roll Racing, which is a racing game, believe it or not. And lots of other stuff. Lego Island, lots of crazy stuff going on the channel for your viewing pleasure. But join me next time. We're going to be moving on. We're going to be doing the next 2 shows in the month of November, continuing the build towards Primal Rage. But until we get to that point, for now from me, it is sayonara.